Hello, folks, and welcome back to Chris Wyatt Reports here on the Gqeberha Africa channel, part of the Gqeberha Broadcasting Network, with an update on violence in rural South Africa. Several days of violent mass protests by residents and farm workers from Kirkwood and Addo townships north of Nelson Mandela Bay in the Eastern Cape have led to the seemingly inevitable result: death and destruction. One dead, two injured, vehicles burned, farms damaged, farm equipment destroyed as violence spreads, with hundreds of farm workers protesting for higher wages in the Eastern Cape. Hostels housing immigrant workers were torched and a tractor was set alight. The lawlessness and insignificant presence of the police after days of violence has area residents very concerned. Zimbabwe's Herald newspaper reported today that Benito Moses, 35, was found unconscious and covered in blood on a hill that overlooks the Habata borderie farm just after 12 p.m. Striking citrus farm workers in the Eastern Cape's Sunday's River Valley, which includes Kirkwood and Addo, say they are fighting against unfair labor practices that favor migrants over South Africans. But that's only part of the story. The workers are also demanding an hourly wage increase of 6.81 Rand and a 30% cap on the hiring of those foreign nationals. Now, the xenophobic demand and targeting of foreign nationals are just the latest example of widespread bigotry and racism prevalent in South Africa, where the ruling African National Congress's abysmal and failed macroeconomic policies, as well as its effort to stoke racial discord and blame others for its failures, is once again boiling over. A farm worker, Simon Rawjee, told New Frame Media that life is very tough for farm workers. I've worked for 15 years on the same farm, but there are no promotions. The farm worker keeps making empty promises. I earn just 1,200 Rand every 2 weeks, and 300 of that is deducted for transport by the farmer. He pointed out that the workers are transported on the back of a crowded truck. Now, Kirkwood, located in the Sarah Baartman district of the Eastern Cape, is home to nearly 14,000 residents. isiXhosa is the first language of 59% of the population, Afrikaans 32% of the population. 2/3 of the town is Black. The remaining part of the population is colored and white, 24% colored, 7% white. The area itself is a major citrus producer, generating 18 million cartons of oranges, lemons, and grapefruit alone annually. Media sources claim South African National Civic Organization, or Sanco, founded back in 1992, that their leaders are leading the protest. Sanco and the Sunday's River Valley Farm Workers Forum, or SRVFWF, that's a mouthful, leaders denied the allegations. The forum's chairperson, Mbuyiseli Sikani, said some citrus farms are responsible for instigating xenophobia by employing far more workers, up to 88% of the workforce, from countries outside South Africa. So your violence and your actions, including the death of someone, are the fault of the farmers because they employ people who are willing to work. How are your actions someone else's fault? Yesterday, on Monday, the 25th of April, 2022, acting judge Anusha Rawjee heard an urgent application from farm owners. Subsequently, the High Court in Gqeberha, Port Elizabeth, granted an interim interdict to farm owners in the Sunday's Valley municipality, which includes this area, Kirkwood and Addo. The interdict prevents protesting farm workers and leaders of the South African National Civic Organization from entering or being within 500 meters of all farms. Sadly, with no law enforcement presence to enforce the rule of law, chaos reigns. So the court can put an interdict, but who's going to enforce it? The matter will not return to court until June. And what of now? Where is the gangster-in-chief Mbuyiseli? Is he busy harassing nursing mothers on a beach in Simonstown? Or is he busy virtue signaling with victims of this sort of xenophobic violence in Gauteng? Outside the court yesterday, Joubert, a farmer and chief executive officer of the Habata group, told the Daily Maverick that protester violence forced him to hire a private security company to protect the property and workers. Joubert, who's been in the citrus fruit industry for 44 years, said the protest is an attack on us as farmers and our business. It's upsetting, costly, and dangerous. Joubert added that they have not yet begun to add up the total cost of damaged property or produce. He stated that they damaged, they being presumably the striking workers, they damaged irrigation equipment. Worst of all is that we could not pick, produce, and pack and export fruit through the harbor. We're always concerned that the fruit will be overripe. Joubert also noted that worker wages are in accordance with South African law. The applicable minimum wage in South Africa for this sort of labor is 23 Rand 19 cents per hour, or $1.55 US. The Habata Group employs 30 workers and generates over 30 million in revenue annually between its Eastern Cape and now Western Cape operations. The last strike in the Sunday's River Valley occurred back in 2018. Then the farm workers got a hike up to 20 Rand per hour. Once again, that was in excess of the statutory rate of 18 Rand at the time. Police spokesman Brigadier Thembinkosi Kinana confirmed that 3 people were injured during the protest. Does it really take a brigadier to be the spokesperson for the police? Is this not a task a public affairs officer can handle? We really need a general officer to talk to the public. Kinana stated that one of the injured is a police officer, while the other is a member of the public who was reportedly injured and later died in a hospital. The third one reported to be a security guard who was assaulted, and 2 cars belonging to a private security company were torched. Brigadier added that cases of malicious damage to property, assault, public violence, and murder are under investigation. The circumstances surrounding the incidents are under investigation, according to the brigadier. However, in fine Saps fashion, after nearly a week of violence, no arrests have been made at this stage. And that's the situation, ladies and gentlemen, in Kirkwood and Addo in the Sunday's River Valley region of South Africa. This is a very disturbing sort of situation, and it just seems to continue to happen all over the country. Where is law enforcement when they're needed? Multiple claims on social media, on Twitter and other locations of people saying that they called for the police, there was no answer. They begged for the police to come. People drove to the police station. They could find no police to respond to this violence. Now, here's a message for the farmers. It's a question. I don't farm in the Sunday's River Valley, and I don't know what their overhead and costs are, but can you not somehow find a way to increase wages? $1.55 per hour is a really low wage, even in South Africa. I realize it meets the minimum wage requirement, but gosh, that is a low wage. And here's a message for these striking workers. You're earning a salary in excess or meeting the minimum wage required by law. Why are you angry with farmers? Why are you destroying their property? Are you so stupid to realize that they will not be able to hire and work and pay for you any longer? You do this stupidity to your own detriment. Violence is not an answer because you want higher wages. Where did you learn this sort of abysmal behavior? From the ANC? Seems likely. That was their approach in KwaZulu-Natal to start a civil war with necklacing and murdering people in the late 1980s, early 1990s. This is not the way that civilized people address wages. There's a far better and more productive fashion to do it. Folks, that's an update on the situation in the Eastern Cape. You've been watching Chris Wyatt Reports. Thank you for your patronage. Be sure to smash the like button and share the link so that people find this channel, which is actively shadow banned. Thank you for your support. God bless and have a safe day.